Okay, welcome everyone. Well, welcome to our brand new first official success call. Super excited to host this one. We have just so many things that have been happening, and a lot of it has been behind the scenes that most of you haven't seen. And I know, the hiccup that we had getting this thing off the ground. A lot of us started turning into just going into fixing problems, and that wasn't the funnest place to be for me, I know, and a lot of you same thing. So I'm really excited to move forward now and turn our back on all the bullshit and the negative Nellies. It reminds me of a story that Tony Robbins shared one time. He said he was on the very first flight ever, okay, the first international flight that had Wi-Fi, the very first one. Just imagine having internet on a plane for the first time. And he said it was so interesting because they announced that they were the first ones to have Wi-Fi. They were going to have Wi-Fi on the flight, and everyone just started cheering and we're so excited, right? And then halfway through the flight, the internet started having some problems, right? So it started going out, and he said instantly people just totally forgot that it was the first time internet's been on a flight, and they started complaining, and they were so frustrated that their internet wasn't working, and they didn't even remember how huge it was. What an accomplishment to have the internet on the flight. And that's how it's felt getting this system off the ground, because we are the first ones to do this, and especially at this scale. Nobody has been able to pass this many accounts. I'll give you an example. We were at the convention in Miami, and these are the top of the top people in the industry all came in. And a lot of them I've known for years. They've been building their brands for 5-10 years.
Here, we're all on the call, brother, so I can't talk to you right now.
No, that's the one.
Oh, Randy, make sure you guys are on mute, please. So there was two panels that I really wanted to see at the convention. Number one was the algorithm trading, so the AI trading. And that was great. There was a really awesome developer, that was on the leading edge we got to connect with. But it was interesting how that was the leading edge, and I was still thinking, wow, this is really kindergarten compared to what we've just accomplished. And I don't mean that in a bragging way or an arrogant way. It was just so interesting to see that where we were. And then the prop firm traders was the second panel. Okay, and there was 3 people that were the top of the top prop traders. And the top guy had acquired 1.6 million in funded trading, 1.6 million in funded accounts. And I look over at Holly and I'm like, man, we've acquired 4,000 plus at that point when we were in that room, 4,000 plus of minimum $100,000 accounts. So just do the math. We're talking millions and millions and millions of dollars that we've acquired for these funded accounts. And again, it was just what a moment being in that room, looking at the top in the industry, and just for a second being like, wow, how far we've really come. The next thing that's massive, so massive, is that the entire prop firm industry has been on B-book trading. The entire prop firm industry, all of the big names, okay? And we're the first ones to have a group at scale go to A-book live trading with the biggest conglomerate in the prop firm industry, Prop Trade Tech, as far as how many firms they have and how long they've been doing this. So we've done a lot of things really, really right. And the other thing is, we were just looking at the payout forms of people resuming their trading and seeing the payouts on there. And it's amazing how many people have gotten payouts. which is another thing that most people, it's unheard of in the prop firm industry. Even if they pass the challenge, most people never got to profit on the account and actually get a payout. It's very, very rare. And again, at this scale, it's just completely unheard of. So really want to focus on all the things that are going really, really well. I've had a lot of feedback too that people have been going to the purple button and within hours getting their problems solved, which is super awesome to hear, because obviously we really care about providing world-class service and support. And it was just something we had to, build as we had already jumped out of the airplane type thing. But really feeling great that we're in a good place with the support now. So I see a couple people on here I want to bring on just so you can hear directly from them of what they've experienced and their success. And again, like I know for some of you, you're wanting things to happen sooner. And it goes back to that the first time having Wi-Fi in a flight, and then when it goes down, just being like overly frustrated. Because if you really put things in perspective, first of all, the returns that people are getting, because you're using barely any of your own money from these profits that you're receiving. So the returns are astronomical. But if you look at any top performing hedge fund, you're looking at 50% a year are the top performing hedge funds. And with those guys, you need to, number one, have a minimum of a couple $100,000 of your own money to put in there. And number two, you need to lock those funds up for minimum a year. So to put that in perspective, we've only been doing this for 3 months. So even if you're feeling like your payout's been a little delayed or whatever, it's like, to put it in perspective, the returns you're getting and how quick you're getting them compared to any other high level traditional form. So anyway, I want to bring on a couple examples. I see Jerry sitting there. Jerry and I got to know each other really well in Miami. It was awesome having you out there, Jerry. And I saw that you just had a nice experience on your payout. You want to just open up your mic and let everyone know what happened to you?
Can you hear me okay?
Yeah, go for it, bud.
So, hi, everybody. My name is Jerry Zink. I live up in Minnesota, USA. And I got to tell you this, to put this in perspective, I have, money tied up in a hedge fund PAM account, and those accounts are a minimum of 100K, right? And you can only request your money back once a quarter. So you're risking, a lot of your own cash. And I do understand some of the frustrations people had a little bit in the short run here, but again, put this in perspective. I invested $3,000, and in under 60 days, I got $3,900 back, right? So moving forward, I'm playing with house money. Whether that is a $500 payout or a $3,000 payout or whatever it is every month. I've never even heard of anything like that. So I do understand a little bit of the frustrations from some people, how long it's taken, but I also think maybe some people went into this with the wrong expectations. Because when you think about that, if you can find anything where you can put $3,000 on a credit card and in 60 days get all of your money back and then some, and then you're playing with house money, I've never heard of anything like that. So not to mention the fact that this has never been done before. To think that I'm a part of building a new ecosystem, this is exciting. So I'm just grateful to be here.
Thanks, Jerry. That's awesome, man. Thanks for sharing that perspective and insight, and from someone that has that experience too, firsthand, with the hedge funds. Ian, I see you, and I know you're at work, bud, so I want to bring you on real quick before we lose you. So go ahead and share your experience.
Thanks, Jamie. Just echoing what Jerry just said there. I remember when Ollie first told me about this, I couldn't sleep for 3 nights. I was just blown away. I was like, is this really possible? And the excitement just kept building and building and just literally keeping me awake. Eventually I had to sleep. But look, I think I'm really, really happy to to have this this call, because I think on the chat there, there is a lot of people like that, but it's people like myself, maybe we stay quiet on the chat and don't shout about the good stuff, and maybe we should do that more, but to get caught up in that negativity, personally, I've shied away from it. So I'm very happy to be having this. Personally, fantastic experience. I've got 7 accounts because I have so much faith in the system, and I have done from the beginning. And been through everything, the rough rides and everything with you guys. But obviously, you guys are doing all the heavy lifting. But been here since March. I had one of my first payouts was with MDP. I think it was one of the first to get paid out last month, and that was I think a $3,500 payout. Included in that, obviously, was the money that I had to send back to Incomation, which I gladly did, and also included in that was the refund from MDP, which again, mind blowing. To have your money back from the challenge. And I'm waiting for my next payout, which is going to be a monster, which I'm really excited about, which again is an MDP account. And it's just the EA or the bot has just gone off the charts. It's at 11K at the moment, and we're 25 days in. In one day, it made $4,500, and I just nearly fell off my chair. I couldn't believe it. This trade just went ballistic. It was using the I think it's called the Martindale method. And doubling up and it just kept doubling up, and I was like, wow, are you sure about this? And then it just turned and it skyrocketed, and it actually went up to 6.5K, and I kept shouting at my phone, take the trade, and it went down a little bit, but and then it finally took the trade. But I was literally, as I was scrabbling around trying to find a manual way to close the trades. But yeah, look, I was more than happy with what has happened, and it's just kept going. So 11K on a 200,000 account, and it's still not done for the end of the month. So super happy about that, guys. So yeah, thanks very much, and I'll let somebody else go.
That's awesome, Ian. That's super cool. And that puts things in perspective too. Some people are looking at their accounts if they haven't had experience. They're looking at, I've been in a drawdown or whatever for the last couple of weeks, but look what can happen in just one day. We really want to get that message across how volatile trading is. But the fact that we've lost very few accounts out of our thousands of accounts, we've lost very few, and the prop firms have a very strict restriction on the drawdown. Like that's their number one thing, is that 5% daily drawdown. If you hit that, you lose the account. And so keeping the bot conservative enough to stay below that, and then aggressive enough to get the profits that you want, and it's quite the process that we're accomplishing here. So anyway, Ian, super happy for you, buddy.
Very quickly on that, I can't wait for the Incomation PAM, by the way. So no pressure. I know you guys are busy, but I'm really super pumped, excited about that. So when you're ready.
Yeah, that's awesome. We had a few that we could have set up, but they couldn't facilitate American clients, and we couldn't do that to you guys. Well, Ian, you're in the UK, I know that, but we couldn't do it to our American friends. So we're still working on that. But at the same time, as Jerry said, you're using 100% of your own money, and the returns in comparison are just completely, different. But of course, we can run a little more aggressive and not have those drawdown restrictions. But it's definitely it's there. It's going to happen, but it's a lower priority right now. We're really focused on dialing in these props for everyone. But anyway, congrats again, man. That's super exciting to hear. Cam, I want to bring you on if you had, I don't know if you had anyone else on the call you want to bring out, or you want to just share your experience. You were in Thailand.
Indeed.
All that, so that we met with the prop trade guys, and you've seen that unfold, and they've been sending you the payouts firsthand every time they send them out to everyone. So you've seen some pretty big payouts coming through from the companies.
Jamie, it's been incredible. Like Ian came on in the early days before the official launch, and there was nothing here. It was just us on Zooms, right? We didn't have anything. And I wanted to ask Ian something. thing that's really interested me and intrigued me, because I've been on social media for a long time and I look at the mood and what's going on in organizations. And something that shocked me today, Jamie, I will share with you. Ian, why do you think that the negativity has sort of kind of gripped these things? Because there's very few people, that are responsible for that. And I think, and then you said something that, we're almost afraid of posting this good stuff. Why do you think that that's happened? I mean, I'm glad Jamie's brought an end to this and we're actually having a success call instead of a support call. Thank you very much for reframing it. Why do you think that is? Because I'm going to share something with you guys in a second, that Jamie sent me a list of all the people that we've paid out. And bar Ian and Jerry and a few others, I didn't recognize any of the names. I had not seen, and I've come across everybody on social media, right? I'm on these calls, I do Saturday calls, I'm with Jamie on a lot of these calls, and I didn't recognize a single one of those names. I couldn't find them on social media in terms that, if there's somebody called John Smith, I wasn't sure which John Smith it was. I had to email these people. So why are the winners so quiet? And yet all these people with a few problems are shouting at it from the rooftops. Ian, what do you think that is? What stopped you from posting and saying, hey guys, look at what I've done?
Look, Cam, it's
I know you're a
tough
fellow
one.
Brit like me and we don't rant and rave like
Yeah,
Americans, right?
I work for a famous airline, right? And we have something called NPS, right? Net Promoter Score, that we measure in the business. And the Net Promoter Score is something that's a real good measure of how people feel about their experience, right? So I think it's a score out of 10. And at the very top, you've got your promoters, the 1 to 3, the people who've had a fantastic experience and they're going to tell other people about it, right? Those are the 1s and 2s. The people in the bottom are your net detractors. Those are the people like who've had a terrible experience and they're going to tell everybody about it because they've had a horrible experience. And those are your detractors. Then you've got your people in the middle, and they've done okay, and they're not going to tell anybody because they've just had a nice experience. And so I think it comes down to human nature, is that the people that are maybe wired differently and negatively, they love to shout about it, and the people that are positive, maybe I don't know why we don't share our positivity more. Maybe negativity is really hard to counter on some people, and if you post, it becomes a jealousy thing, or how do I, then I don't know. It's a tough one, but I think it's down to human nature,
Yeah, thank you. We've been educated. My view is exactly that. When a few people start negativity posts, then it's so difficult to counter that if you're having a good experience, and then you just tend not to comment at all. And that's what surprised me in our groups and everywhere else, because obviously I run my own groups. I just throw everybody out like that, because that's negativity or positivity is quite contagious, as Jamie and I were talking at the top of the hour. But coming back to where we are, it was less than a month ago when literally nobody had been paid out. When we sat with the guys from MDP, I don't believe a single person had been paid out until then. Jamie, am I right? You're muted.
I'm trying to recall, but I know it was very few for sure. But I don't, on the MTB side, I don't think they did have anyone. No. So if you think about things, so over $400,000 has been paid out in less than 4 weeks. And on Friday, they paid out, I think, $91,000 or $92,000 to clients of Incomation, which was the largest payday so far. So what I'd like to do is ask you guys and spread this message that, 3 or 4 months of our existence is not even a blink of the eye. We're not even out of the ground. And I always compare to Tesla because, I've owned one since the very, very early days. I was an early adopter and things weren't great at Tesla. And, and sometimes when we're having a not such a great day, I say to Jamie, imagine what Elon Musk felt like when all those Teslas were catching fire. And sometimes we have those kind of days, right? That's reality. But look where they are today. So, what we need to do is just look at this. Jerry mentioned it, and I met Jerry. I had the pleasure of
his company in Florida. He's a very experienced businessman. He's got a very, very high ranking job, and he's an investor. And when he talks about this, that, you know, you're in it for no money of your own. And, you know, we're comparing returns at this moment in time. Well, returns should be compared to the money that you actually put in, not somebody else's money, right? So when we say 2% of $200,000, that's like 100% of your own returns. So, you know, when we're looking at returns, really the possibilities are that the returns from your own investment are actually infinity. There is no figure that you can put on it. So for the first time in the world, we've got an opportunity to trade with somebody else's money. People talk about other people's money. This truly is other people's money. And that's where we need to view this. And, you know, I always say to Jamie, you know, he reminds me of Elon Musk, you know, really fucking weird in a good way. Because these people are blazing trails, right? They absolutely are, honestly. To be in their company, you can't work out how somebody like Jamie's brain works, right? Because it's not wired in any normal manner. How can a guy come up with this plan if you think about it? You know, if you landed on the earth today from Mars and said, we can do this, we get $200,000 of money to trade with, that we take all the profits and this happens. It's impossible. It's not a business plan that I've ever seen. So let's just take our time and think what we can achieve, not over a few months, but a few years. And then look what happens. So when you talk to Jamie, he doesn't talk about it as much as he should, and he should talk about it more. You know, that if you think about the eco plan and the big picture, and just pull yourself back a bit, zoom out a little bit, then that's why I'm here. This little bit doesn't really interest me, to be honest with you. It's just the small potatoes. And people complain and get caught up in it and get all emotional about it. I'm thinking of the big picture, you know, when we can be in 60, 70, 100 different countries, helping people, when the debit cards come out, when we have an ecosystem and all the rest of the stuff, when we're our own broker, when we have our own prop firm, then consistency rules and all the rest of it, we make those rules up by ourselves, don't we? And that's what will happen. So really happy that you guys are here. Really like you to just, you know, cheer for the winners, cheer for the Ians and the Jerrys, which we're beginning to do, because when we cheer for other people, we're cheering for ourselves, because these people are us, right? They're winning. And I've seen too much negativity that, oh, you're winning this, but I'm not. You know what? That's nice sour grapes. Don't do that, right? You're sending a message to the universe that you'll never win. You know, we'll all win this together. And, you know, the nature of trading is, we've got about, I think about 4,500, maybe 5,000 accounts at this moment in time. They will not all make a profit every single month. That's the reality of where we are. But you know what? If you made profit 9, 8, 9, 10 months of the year, imagine where you could be if that was 1, 2, 3% of that 200K. And we've got some news coming along, you know, with that in mind, in terms of the things that we were talking about in different account sizes. MDP are now, as Jamie said, every day I get a list of the payments that are coming through, and we're talking through to these guys. And the day we get to a book, well, that's another world first. Nobody's ever managed to do it. And I was new to the prop firm industry. And the thing I didn't realize is that 99% of their income comes from people failing their accounts. They don't pass the challenges. That's their business plan. And for Jamie to turn that on his head, and that's why NSF walked away, because they had no idea how to cope with us and what they were going to do with us. You know, they took our money and went. But now we've got a couple of partners in ANTT and MDP that want to play ball with us. They realize they're the smart guys, and they're realizing how big we could be. And that's where we're going. So just give it a little bit of time, you know, don't get so jumpy. Nothing's happening. Nobody's running away. And, you know, you're playing with other people's money. And the promise that we made you, which was to pass the challenge, we've actually done that. We're pretty good at that. That we could say we're about 100%. Trading, you know, not so clever, but we'll get there. So I'm going to shut up now and give Jamie an opportunity to speak. Sorry if I've gone on, but I cannot stop enthusing about this business enough, because it's unreal what's going on right now. And if you told somebody else especially, you know, when the Ians of the world and the Jerrys of the world tell them, hey, listen, I put this in and I'm getting this every month. They'll think, nah, you know, you need to be in the nut house somewhere because you're going crazy. So I'm going to shut up now, Jamie, so let you get a word in.
Thanks, Cam. On point as always. I remember when you came to me, you said, Jamie, I think we should just kick out these negative Nellies. And what did I say to you? I said, you know what, Cam, I actually kind of like them. You know, it makes it feel a little bit more real, you know, like that we're not just like deleting comments and kicking people and, you know, just like let them complain, whatever. Like I'll go in there and, you know, give them some love. And it ended up just taking way too much of my attention. I could literally feel it sucking the life out of me, dealing with those types of little minute complaints and not being able to see, you know, what we've actually accomplished. I saw one person on the payout form, and it was thousands of dollars that he got on the payout. And he literally, because we ask when you resume the trading, how much did you receive from the prop firm? And he literally said, not enough. And then followed it with a 4-digit number. I'm like, man, like how are we going to make this guy happy? It's going to be impossible. But you know, it's yeah, at the end of the day, it's all just fear, right? And I understand a lot of people have been involved in a lot of systems that have just taken their money and ran, and they were expecting that from us too, right? 2 months in. So I think we can just prove it through our actions of what we're actually delivering over time. And the energy is totally shifted now, and we got a lot of people that are loving things and appreciating us and just in gratitude about it, which is awesome to see. And those are the ones that make it all worth it, of course, as we build this entire ecosystem and really get to the vision of actually providing a higher level of freedom. So I'm really excited for where we're going. Really excited for where we're at right now too. Like it's been quite a ride, and we're already so far ahead in the industry and just continue to make leaps and bounds. So one thing I want to do here, just for people that have jumped on for support, give them a solution. So Cam, you have a beautiful link tree that just like walks them through everything and where they need to go for whatever they need. Can you post that in the chat there? And then
You saw that and you didn't comment on it? It's a work of art.
It is. It's beautiful. Oh my goodness. That will be perfect. As right now we have a client, his company specializes in building out video libraries, onboarding processes for companies like us. So he's a client too, which is awesome. He's already gone through the process himself, and he's building that out right now for everyone. So that's going to help a lot, just having, you know, step-by-step walkthrough videos. But that link tree is beautiful. The purple button is working flawlessly right now. We had some configuration problems going on with it. It's working now. The whole team's there supporting you guys. We call it the American shift, thanks to Cam. It's no longer the graveyard shift. No one wanted to work that. So we didn't have anyone jumping on board for that. But they love Americans here. So we call it American shift, and they're all wanting to work that now. So there's a ton of people on the support button for you guys. You can go there for, that's the first place to go for your problems. That's the perfect place to go. But we have created a VIP form for any of you pioneers that need to get some things cleaned up. We have a VIP form. Ollie, if you could drop that in the chat too, if you're on here, or Tiffany, I see you're on top of things. Maybe you have the link. It's bit.ly. Oh, there you go. Thank you, Tiffany. Appreciate that. Okay, so Tiffany dropped the form. And literally, because we figured it out, especially after spending so much time listening to the stories, you know, that ended up just being a couple of things that needed to get solved. So we have the form. It goes over each problem that exists in the system, you know, whether your trading's not on, or you need a strategy change, or need a replacement, because we're gracious enough to take the responsibility for next step, which, you know, we didn't have to do, but we did. So we're okay to do that. Just fill out that form, choose what's going on, and we'll get it solved. The whole team is focused on that, the VIP support form. So with that being said, we're not going to answer any support questions right now. So if your hand is up, I'm assuming it is to share a beautiful, positive success. So if it's not, go ahead and take your hand down. We're not going to give that attention anymore. We're just going to use the solutions that we have. I see a couple hands going down. Thank you. Appreciate that. But we got some still up. So I'll get to you if you want to share something that you appreciate about the system, because yeah, another great quote I got from Tony Robbins: trade your expectations for appreciation. You know, and really where our attention goes, energy flows. And it's so important as we're working on very massive solutions that have never been done before. If we really want to take this home to the finish line, we really got to focus and have all of us on board with focusing on what's working, the success of it, and the pure positive energy that's going to get us there. Okay. So trust the process.
Yeah, Jamie, that link tree's in the chat now.
Thank you, sir. We
welcome.
got a couple hands here. Let's go with Al. Go ahead, Al. What do you got to share about?
Yeah, thank you. Again, since last week, you kind of, I'm not sure if you remember my name or my voice, but you, Will and Ollie kind of helped me out. And I just want to share those stories with you in the group. And then after, if you're so kind of two perspectives that might help you in the group to kind of consider. So my first account, it was a group of us. We were traders. Well, we have a trading group, and we all got in at the same time, and everybody's bot was passing and mine wasn't. And I shared with the group, I think my bot is sleeping. And it wasn't doing that great. And one of the people in the group said, well, just wait. My sister got a bot, and all of a sudden, yesterday, her bot just took off. Literally, that evening, my bot took off and passed my phase 1. Phase 2, less than a day. So I was like, this is unbelievable. So I got into my live account. And again, it was slow. But towards the end of the 30-day period, my live account went up to $5,600. Actually, $6,400, sorry. So I was like, this is incredible, because I know how hard that can be on a consistent basis. And like you said, it wasn't my money. You know, you did what you needed to do. And that's one of the things I want to share with the group. My expectation was the $3,000 that we had was for Incomation to provide a service. And that service was to pass the exam. And you did that. Everything else was gravy. So when I put in my my withdrawal request, I had a little bit of open trades that I didn't really think about. So when the open trades closed, the 64 went down to 52. Still a great number. Okay, so I'm still, and then you shared with me last week confirmation that it's going to take about 7 to 10 days. So I'm in that second week. So hopefully by the end of the week, I'll probably see that from MDP. But to turn off the bot, to contact MDP, I used the purple button. Purple button helped me in 15 minutes to turn off the bot. MDP replied back to me within an hour. So again, positive. So my wife has an account, and her account was sleeping, passed the exam before mine, and she had her account after mine. So she had her account, my account, live account did better than hers, but the last 3 days of her 30-day period, her account went to $14,000. I was like, oh, and she started bragging on me, and I was just, she's like, you know what you're doing. I don't know what I'm doing. Look at my account. And so I said, well, just hang on there. I've gotten a little bit smarter. I said, I bet you have an inconsistency issue. And she did. 12,000 of that 14,000 was an inconsistency. It was 5 trades that it would just get thrown out. Last week, I got on a support call, share that with you and with Will. And it's like, hey, we'll see what we can do. Sometimes we can trade some, put some additional trades in there. Will was great. Sent him an email. Took him 2 days, but I understood that he was busy. Replied back to me with a spreadsheet saying, hey, this is what we're going to do. We can save this amount of money. And I got an email from him yesterday saying, we these are the trades that we took, and your wife should get a payout of $4,900. So the way I looked at it is it went up to 14,000. The inconsistency would have been 12,000 less, so that's 2,000. But you saved. You took the time. Will saved, $2,000 of that account. So we sent in a ticket to do the because you already stopped trading with NDP, and NDP said the same thing, 7 to 10 days. So that's my success stories. So again, this is where two things I want to share with you. When the group of us got in, it was setting the expectation. And I think when Ian and Jerry talked about, and you mentioned to Kim as well, why is it difficult to share good news, but not bad news? And I think the issue with most, and again, I don't know anybody, the group personally, but what it sounds like when we share the ideas with others, it's only good news that we give them. We give them no positive, and we don't really give them a realistic expectation. It's all positive. This is what you're going to get, almost guaranteed returns, pie in the sky. So we share all this great news so people can get excited and join. But when they get in and the results is not actually what the good news people sent, that's where the negativity comes into play. So I guess it's setting the expectation. I agree, some people just write negatively. You're not going to do anything about that. You can give them 110 good news and they're just going to focus on the one that's negative. But one thing I would share, and again, we have to do it over again, one thing to consider is when we have thousands of people sharing information, maybe to be a little bit more consistent on what we share, because some people give pie in the sky. And so people who join, they have a pie in the sky expectation, not knowing the realistic part of it. And then the second thing I want to share is my hat's off to you, because sometimes I'm on these calls and you have taken the time to listen to negatively. Where it were me, I was just like, this is not for you. The best way to fix people is to take it away, and then you see how they act. If you take something away from them, then they kind of look at things differerly. But you stayed the task. You are supporting them. My hat's off to you, after Cam, and I'm glad you're doing these success ones. And you're always going to have that negatively. You have a new daughter now. Your focus need to be on positiveness. So my hat's off to you and the group, and stay with it. We're in for the long run, and be waiting to get my withdrawals. And now thank you also for having my withdrawal higher than my wife. So that's a good thing.
Awesome, Al. Hey, congratulations, man, to you and your wife. Appreciate you sharing that. And that is a great perspective to share, and that's something that our new law team will really help get us all buttoned up with compliance and making sure that, as you said, some people aren't just totally misrepresenting the opportunity and leaving out the realities of of trading and up and downs and disclaimers and all those sorts of things. I understand not everyone got to come in with the perfect welcome, like how I was presenting it. So that's awesome. Congratulations to you, sir. And we will keep moving forward here. We got 2 more hands, so go ahead. Vidal, hope I said that right. Vidal? No.
Hello?
Yes, there you go. Go ahead.
I'll just put in my information on the chat to see if you could help me out. I have 3 accounts of 2 that are not trading.
Oh,
So
hey,
I
we
have
got one. Yes, we got one. One snuck in through the cracks. Well done, sir. Well done. Hey, bud,
And-
there's a VIP support form.
Yeah,
in
I
the
submitted that. I submitted the purple button.
Perfect.
I'm not getting no answers from anybody. So I was hoping maybe if there's something else I need to do.
Yes, there's a VIP support form that's in the chat. It's brand new. It's just for you. Tiffany just dropped it again. Just
Okay. Do you want me to
fill that out.
submit that again, or do I wait how do we know if there's a response for that form? I've submitted already like 4 days ago.
The VIP support form where you
Yes,
want
sir.
4 days ago. We didn't have it 4 days ago. So just make sure you
I got
did.
an email from Joanne, and I got the VIP form. I submitted it. I can send you proof that I submitted what I submitted on there. I put
Okay.
the 3 accounts on there, so.
If you go to the purple button right now, someone will definitely get to you. They got a whole team there right now.
All right, perfect. The other one that is trading.
I'm not gonna, I'm sorry,
You
but
clearly have one.
I appreciate it. But this is not a support call. So I'm sorry, I gotta move on.
No. I'm just saying the other one is trading, so that's great. Just
Oh,
on the positive side.
Oh, awesome. Awesome. Great. Thank you,
All
sir.
right, thank you.
You're welcome. All right. Dancing Rain. How are you? Okay. Well, let's wrap things up before this turns into a support call. But hey, listen, I appreciate all of you and all of your attention and just being on board and supportive with this new direction that we're taking on focusing on everything that's working and really congratulating people. Let's take away the fears that there is around sharing our success. You know, I saw some people feel like it's bragging, or you don't want to make people feel jealous, or but at the end of the day, you know, it's something that it's a collective, and you don't have to share it on your private places, but just in the group where everyone, you know, is focused, and it just helps raise up everyone's spirits, and we really appreciate you sharing it in the Facebook group. So we're going to do another call on Thursday. We weren't prepared really for this. We just decided yesterday to do these, and I love it already. And we're going to have quite a few on Thursday because we sent out an email to, like Cam said, all the ones that we just never even heard of because they're just so happy. So that's awesome. But we're going to get them to give us some attention and share with you guys.
Hey Jamie, sorry, I'm in Florida and we have massive thunderstorms right now, and it shut down right when you were like, it's dancing. I'm like, I'm here, I can't get it on. So I can't get my face to show either for whatever reason, but I am perpetually positive. Like, I was a cheerleader for 6 years for all the sports. I am that girl. We have 16 accounts. So we have gone all in, and we really believe in the big picture. And I think there's a lot of people, we're unfortunately like 13 of our 16 are in a total cluster F moment. So I'm working through all the places to try and get it working. But big picture, I'm so excited to be able to share it with others and have it be something so spectacular. So I'm so grateful for all of it. I just would love it maybe like on the VIP support forms, that some of the forms that and like the replacement forms, those are the only ones that you don't get a Google sent to you in your email. So you're not sure if it went in, you know what I mean? So you're filling out multiple forms more than one time, and you're like, did they get it? I don't know. And that, you know, like, it's part of the dance that we're all doing, the cha-cha right now. But I was just wondering if maybe they could switch that. So when you do put one in VIP support, or you do put one on the replacement form, that you actually get a copy of that. So, you know, because everyone's so fired up about everything that, like, someone will say it was 4 days ago and it was literally yesterday. You're like, that's not actually physically possible, but you know what I mean? So I just wonder if there's a way that we could have that part of it can be communicated as well, so we can continue to clean up the mess, so we can just sprint forward. And I got my running shoes on. I just need a little help. That's all.
Well, thank you so much for that sandwich compliment. I will take it.
I mean the positive parts too, all of it. I'm super happy.
Yeah, okay, we'll put a confirmation on the support form, and you two, please just go to the purple button right now. They're all waiting for you. They want to talk just to you, I promise.
Okay, I'm here now. I'm on there now, so I'm gonna keep going.
Perfect. Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Good to hear from you. See you. Cam, bring us home, bud.
Yeah, no problem. Guys, thank you so much. What a difference. You would not think it was the same company or the same people, right? So it's interesting, isn't it, that whatever you focus on, you get more of it. I'd like you to do two things for me if you're interested. One is put some of these stories on our Facebook page and we'll support them, right? Let's get some of this positivity really spreading across the company. The other thing is that I've got a group of that looking for people like yourselves that want to build teams, want to be positive and look at the big picture, not drill down into the day-to-day. God, I'm losing $2 today. If you want to join that group, come and drop me a message, and I need your WhatsApp number. So it's on WhatsApp. We meet once a week. There's only a handful of people in there. I'd like more of you in there. So people that can really give Jamie a hard time, right? Because we matter. Okay. So not really, just kidding. That's it. Thank you so much. We will see you on Tuesdays and Thursdays, and we'll have a bit of banter. We'll have a bit of a laugh and enjoy the journey. And that's what it's all about at the end of the day. The money's the money, right? And most of us, we're having first world problems with this money nonsense, right? You know, go and stay in the Philippines, go and have a chat with those people on $200 a month, right? And ask them what money problems really are about. Go and see some people that, yeah, right? I went out for a meal with some of our guys that work, and one of the girls was telling me that she earned $8 a day as a waitress, right? So try having those kind of problems. So come on, let's really be positive and really realize what we've got here, and we'll bring it home. You know, we'll do this. And that man over there, he'll make us all rich.
I want to share two in the chat before we go. There's a couple shares. So Deborah,
Okay.
Deborah Everett said, is that you, Deborah? Hi, Deborah. So she said she got 5,400 last month. She was down 1,500. So she put it down for a few days. And next time I looked up, it was on the climb back up. How fab is that? I'm happy to brag. Thank you for bragging, Deborah. That's awesome. Congratulations. And we got one more here, Cindy Mantini. She's up 7,000 right now. So absolutely amazing. Hey, super excited for all of your success. You know, again, it's only been a few months. Look how far we've come. We of course want to go way higher, and we will. But thank you all for supporting the mission so far, and let's keep this thing going. Let's keep it a good party. And Cam, you have full permission to kick out the ones that are too drunk and rude to the crew.
Thank you. Pleasure.
All right, everyone. We'll see you. Actually, tomorrow, Ollie will be doing an amazing training as he does on Wednesdays, same time, 11 a.m. Eastern. And then Thursday, we'll have another success call for you guys. Have an amazing week. Remember, don't have to look at the account too much because we got it all handled for you. So just let it do its thing. It's going to work out. Appreciate you guys. See you next time.
Thanks, Jamie. Thanks, everybody.
Cam.